Hi, Angels. It's Jess Markowitz, your Independent Cincy Family Director. And today is July 7th, 2013. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about sponsoring. The people that are going to receive this video directly, you are all leaders in our Cincy family. That means that you have at least one consultant on your team and you have the title of lead consultant or above. The reason why I'm reaching out to you today is because I wanted to reflect back on the transition of our new cancellation policy. As of July 1st, our personal team, there were 113 people that canceled their Cincy contract. Now, I did discuss with you before on a different training call how a lot of people may look at that as a very negative thing. But I would say, fortunately, I look at it as a positive thing because those are the people that tried out the business and it just wasn't for them. With that being said, we have a total of 157 consultants that are still in our Jesse's Angels team, which is still an amazing amount of people around the world, which is very exciting. I wanted to touch base on something that we basically came to realize July 1st when we saw this new amount of people, is that the past 2 years in our Cincy journey, since we joined April 3rd of 2011, our business grew really fast. The first month, we sponsored 5 people, and within 4 months, we had over 23 people in our team, and we promoted to director. So everything moved really, really fast, and it was actually kind of a different pace that most people don't experience. Therefore, myself felt the need to try to help everybody do everything, figure it out as fast as possible, and resulting in a little bit being overwhelmed, as well as I kind of missed the concept of the compensation plan and how it actually works as far as upline, frontline, and down. Over how important it is for us as sponsors to pay attention to our frontline. And then the people that are below you will be able to do the same thing, and then nobody's ever really slipping through the cracks and not being assisted. And so that is really, I feel, sadly to admit that that's what happened in our team, is that I kind of took the responsibility on to take care of everybody and never really asked anybody and shared how important it is for you to take care of your teams, because I kind of just put it all on my shoulders and said, oh no, that's okay, I'll train your teams and it's okay, but I didn't realize how important it is that one-on-one connection of your own sponsor is. I realized that even though I still do provide training on training calls, on videos, and all the things that are there so they know that, and I do say I'm available, please contact me. If they don't know me personally as their on a personal level, just because I'm their director doesn't mean they're going to reach out to me. So we need all of you that sponsor these people, that have that relationship with these consultants, to connect and stay connected with them, because they feel like they're alone if they don't have you, if they don't have somebody to talk to ask questions to kind of powwow with, and even, discuss the challenging times of the business that I'm able to do with my sponsor. When I get a little overwhelmed, I'm able just to talk it out with her, not necessarily looking for answers, but just somebody to talk to. And it's very important that we have that, because that's why we call this a Cincy family, because our type of business is so much more about just having somebody there for you through life and through the journey. And so if they don't feel like they have that person, it can be very even more challenging to kind of find their way in this business and to continue on to this business. So I also wanted to touch base on the fundamentals of it. A frontline is the people that you personally sponsor. You are personally responsible for them. And the definition of a sponsor is to assist and train to the best of your ability. Now, if for some reason you have trained them on their workstation, trained them on parties, trained them on what all the other training that's out there that's available, and they still need more, well, that is up to them to reach out, and you have no control over that if they don't utilize the more training that's available. but being there for them and insisting how important it is to actually utilize that training. But remember that they're going to do what you do. So if you're not listening to Monday calls and you're not listening to Saturday calls or the all consultant training calls that's available every week to you with new subjects, or to the trainings that I do myself for you guys on the web once a month or over the web, or these little videos I send you, then why would they do that? Because remember, as leaders, they're going to do what you do. They're going to think that, well, if she's not doing it, then why should I? So, it's important to understand that everything you do, your team will do. And if they're successful, you're going to be successful. So if you're a sponsor and you're struggling in your own business and wondering why your team is struggling too, it's probably because they're following your footsteps. And so if you're struggling, again, you're not staying connected with your team, with your training calls, with your big team on the Facebook page, on all of the trainings that's available, any team meetings that's available for you to kind of connect with in your area. Again, they're not going to either, and then therefore they're going to struggle. So this whole team is not going to be successful because there's no connection. So it's very important to stay connected and insist on your team members to stay connected. Another thing that I noticed is that because I was trying to do everything, a lot of people did slip through the cracks. And so a lot of consultants didn't know they were about to cancel because I had to focus on my front line, which was hard enough in itself, having over 100 people in my front line at the time, trying to connect with them slowly and see what was going on with their business and assist them. And so all of your team members slipped through the cracks. And by the time I got to them, if I was able to, I found out that they were struggling and didn't know a lot of the things that were available to them, which meant, and then it was too late. And so I wasn't able to assist them because the time was done. They weren't able to, get the orders and learn their business on time to get this going in order to not be canceled. So although I always insist on never being too scared to sponsor, and it's never too early to sponsor, I mean, it really is the truth that you can join and sponsor somebody that day. We have 2-star consultants on our team, Elizabeth and Sarah, who joined the same day. Literally, Elizabeth joined and then Sarah joined right underneath her, right after she joined, the same exact night. And they have both been very successful, learning together, still very successful consultants on our team to this day. So it's all about a choice. But the thing is they did it together and they learned together. They showed up to meetings together. They listened to training calls together. And so it's very important, like I said, to stay connected with your team so they will do the same. When one stops listening to calls, it's very likely for the next one to stop listening to calls because there's not going to be anything to talk about, to get excited about without having anything new to talk about from a call that they listened to with some other consultant that shared a tip that they had. So that's how we all stay excited and engaged in our business, is constantly feeding each other and yourself with new ideas, which you're going to get from these trainings. I ask all of you to pay attention to your will cancel columns in your workstation and make sure that you let your personal team members know that they are about to cancel. Reach out to them. If you connect with one person a day throughout the month of that they're going to cancel, it's very likely for you to be able to connect with that person. I don't think we have anybody on our team anymore that has larger than maybe 30 people on their team, but nobody has more a front line that big. So if you connected with one person a day, before the end of the month, you will be able to connect with all of your frontline and then train your teams to do the same. So if you're connecting with that person who has a team member, as you're connecting and letting them know they're about to cancel, also request them to connect with their team member, their frontline, and let them know about either the transition that's going to happen if they are deciding to cancel, that they will roll up to you, or inform them that they're about to cancel too, and maybe get together and have a powwow and, have a challenge to each other to get active, and maybe who's going to get active first. And so that's going to get them excited and make them know that you care, that you don't want them to lose their business, and you do care about your entire team, but you're training them to take care of their front line, because that's their responsibility. You can't take care of every single person. And that's why that downline and frontline structure was implemented, because the more people that are taking care of their front line, then we know that everybody is being taken care of. Again, the example of how this big transition happened, 113 people canceled because there were so many people not connecting with their front lines, and there was a lot of information not being revealed or passed on, but also the connection, the inspiration, a lot of consultants didn't think that their sponsors cared that they were going to terminate. So sometimes it just takes a phone call for you to say, hey, did you know that you're going to cancel, and is there anything I can help you with? And it was sometimes just as little as that. We have several people on this team that saved themselves from being canceled last month just because I gave them a phone call and said, you know what, is there anything I can do? Is there any suggestions I can give you? And, gave them some suggestions of how easy it is to get active, and passing on that 50 ways of becoming active, and even walking them through it. Because sometimes even if they get a letter in the mail or an email or whatever, they need that one-on-one connection, that phone call with your voice explaining what all this means. And it's really sometimes that simple, of just being able to walk them through it and talking about it together. And that's it, for them to really connect how simple this business is. Because remember that biggest mistakes new consultants can make, that Becca Levi made? One of them is that we all make it harder than it is. Even me, even superstar directors. So we constantly have to be reminding ourselves and having other people remind us that it's really more simple than we're making it. Whenever I come to a challenge or a roadblock in my business, I always have to come to a realization that I'm making it more hard than it is. And it really turns out to be that, and it becomes so much more simple, and then my business starts to flow again. So in closing, I really would like to basically reach out to all of you and tell you how much I need your help. All these people have so much opportunity, and they joined for a reason. They didn't join to quit. They didn't join to get no result. They had a goal, and the only person that knows what that goal was is you as their sponsor. So if it's not happening, please make sure that you reach out to them before the end of this month if they have one of those checks. And if next month they have a check, do the same thing. Create a system that every first of the month you take 20 minutes of your day to pull a report, see who's going to cancel, and start making a list of every day calling a couple people. And that can really make a difference in your business. All right, please connect with me if you have any questions. I really want to help. And if you're one of my team members, just remember that I'm doing my very, very best to make sure that I work down the line in order to connect with all of you on a one-on-one basis. But please utilize the Monday calls, because I'm there dedicated to all of you to answer your questions and to powwow with you and give you ideas. And if you ask me questions, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to share my experiences, and that's how you're going to learn how to make this business work, and as well as how to keep it simple. Okay? I believe in all of you, but you guys know that you have to believe in yourself in order for anything to work in life. You're all leaders. You all gave somebody an opportunity to change their lives. It is their choice, but do your part. Make sure that nobody can say, my sponsor didn't help me. My sponsor never reached out to me. And if they made the choice to not utilize your part, and you as a sponsor, that's their choice. Okay? Have a great night. I'm so excited to see some of you at convention. It's the 7th. We've got 2 more days till we leave for Indianapolis. And I hope next year you all make it a goal to be there, wherever we're going to be, because it seriously can change your life. Bye, everyone.